you have wants in life, like you want to be a doctor, you want to be a really good DJ, you want to be confident speaking to the camera, you want to be a better interviewer, you want to ask better questions, all these wants, you do them once or twice and you fall off. You're a great interviewer, you're studying all these audio books and you're studying Joe Rogan, you're studying Oprah Winfrey and shit, and then you fucking lose motivation because you have that one episode where you're awkward as fuck and stiff, and then you're like, you know what, fuck it. And then what do? You stop interviewing, you shut down the podcast, you reach a roadblock, you give up. It was because it was a want. It would be nice, that's why. It was never a need for you. But then say you turn that interviewing, okay, I want to be better at asking questions, into a need. How do you do that? Maybe you say, I'm gonna listen to a podcast before I hop on Instagram. I have to listen to that podcast while I'm on Instagram. Maybe you hop in a shower, right? These are things that you do automatically, but it's like, now I can attach that one, listening to these audiobooks, listening to these podcasts. I can attach that into the things that I'm already doing, into my needs. And that's how you turn the want into a need.
Eating to live, yeah, I'm living to eat. Catch me enjoying vegan recipes. Fiend for chlorophyll.
Greetings, it's your boy Gartatia. Today I want to talk about why and how you need to start turning your wants, the things that you want to be in life, the levels and heights you want to reach, the dreams and passions you want to achieve in life, right? Into your needs, water, like food, the need to breathe, right? So how to transform like the wants, their aspirations, into like something you need, right? And how that idea came to me, I'm in nature, back against the grass, eyes towards the trees, and I'm looking towards the sky and I see these beautiful clouds. And I'm just like, nature is so beautiful. I'm seeing how the light hits the clouds. I'm seeing bunnies. I'm seeing all this stuff. And I'm just like, man, these people in the doors, in their basements, glued to like TikTok and glued to Instagram, they have no idea what they're missing out on. And then it kind of hit me like, wow, like these nerds in Silicon Valley have literally engineered to get our brains to get these intense, unnatural dopamine hits out of this content that we see on TikTok, this content that we see on Instagram. And it's become a need. We almost wake up in the morning and the first thing we do is not drink water. It's not brush our teeth. It's not take a bath. It's literally, oh, let me see what's new on TikTok. Ooh, let me see my messages. Ooh, let me see how good my post is doing. Right? So it's a need at this point. And I was like, man, part of us also needs fresh air. Part of us also needs to get outside and experience nature. That's what raises our, I don't know what hormone, I don't know if it's oxytocin or serotonin, but it boosts our creativity. That's where the real magic happens. But it's a want, it's not a need. So what do? We procrastinate, we don't do it. And it just got the gears in my mind turning, like, what if it was a need to look at the clouds? Like, what if we had to look at the clouds in order to watch TV? Like, it's Saturday Night Live, and it's like, you got to look at the cloud at 6 o'clock direction, and that cloud is going to be at 3 o'clock, so everyone will be outside. Wouldn't that be phenomenal? Or like, what if we had to work out to charge our cell phones? Right? Like, what if we had to, like, there was this tracker, and then we had to burn like 1,000 calories before our phone like even turned on, right? All the Gen Zers, all the millennials would be fit AF, summer body, out here, 6-pack abs, Love Island shredded shit, right? It would be amazing, incredible. What if we had to drink 2 gallons of water before we could get our drugs? What if the plug attach the drugs, I don't know, in some technological device where you had to drink 2 gallons of water before the contraption would like release your drugs, release your weed, release your alcohol, release whatever you do, your acid, right? What if the casings of like pizza, what if the plates, or the ice cream cartons, what if they were made out of like, I don't know, apples or oranges or some shit, and you literally had to eat through the apples or eat through the orange or eat through the watermelon before you got to the pizza, before you got to the macaroni and cheese, before you got to the lasagna. Like, I know this sounds bizarre and like, oh, what is he smoking, right? But like, I was like, that would like force us to do the things that we want, turn them into needs. Because just like you say you need that hit from that Instagram fix, but you got to work out. Just like you say, oh, I need that hit, that escape, sinking my teeth into that deep dish pizza, but I got to eat through this apple first, right? It's just like you say, oh, I need to sip, or I need to get rid of that stress from working really hard and my boss yelled at me. I need to smoke that blunt, but I gotta drink 2 gallons of water. We would be healthy, a healthier society, right? But they're not needs, they're just wants, right? And it's like I have a personal story on this. Ugh. But like freshman year of college, my ex broke up with me, which is tragic. And basically, I swore an oath that I'm going to get jacked, tan, and juicy as fuck. And I'm going to have so much revenge sex. And yeah, I'm just going to flex on my ex, basically. That was my mindset at the time. So what did I do? I was no more than a buck 50 soaking wet, right? I hit the gym every day, maybe 6 times a week. And I'm eating like 7, 8 meals a day, right? For 18 months, I go from a buck 60 to like 210. So like I went literally from like Napoleon Dynamite, right? Or Mark Zuckerberg, from when he's in his dorm to literally like The Rock in 18 months. Like I'll show pictures. But anywho, I was huge, right? One thing I never did cardio. So what was I doing? I'm only pushing weight. I'm only squatting. I'm only heavy weights, just mass, body, body, body. And it worked. It was good. Like I got girls and so and so. But I just had shit cardio, right? I didn't even think about cardio. It was just like I didn't even know what cardio was. It was just like I just want to look big. So what happened was like junior year, a close friend of mine at the time was like, bro, there's this rugby league and they need like a winger and you got the body for it. And I think like, you should give it a shot. I feel like it would be right down your alley. And he got me because I was kind of contemplating like, I should use this. Like I should play either football or something. Like, I don't know. I had like this masculine urge to like compete and like kind of prove myself because a lot of people were like, okay, you're big, but can you actually play any sport? Like people would be like, yo, you play football, and I would kind of get salty because like they would always think I play football because I have broad shoulders, and then I would always have to like either lie or be like, no, I don't do anything, and I don't know, it was kind of like it was an ego thing definitely, but I was tired of like having to like explain my body. It's like it's a shame we got to explain our bodies. That's a whole other topic though. Anywho, I agree to hop on the rugby team and I pull up and I'm like, oh, this is going to be a breeze. Everybody's complimenting me like, bro, your body's incredible. Like, how'd you get like this, blah, blah, blah. And then we get to playing, like the coach starts running drills and there's like people with dad bods like outrunning me. There's people with dad bods, going in first round, second round, like the whistle blows. They're whoosh, feet on the grass, locked in, 10 toes. And I'm out there exasperated. I'm out there, I need a breather. I'm out there, yo, can I get a waterfall? Like, I'm dying, right? Like, I'm fighting for my life. And it just doesn't make sense. Like, I'm out here shredded. I got abs. I got the perfect body, right? But I have zero stamina, zero cardio. And it was like one of the most embarrassing things ever. Well, one of the most. I'll tell you the most. And that was one of the like lessons like, okay, bro, you need to up your cardio. But did I listen? Not really. I kind of just like relied on the rugby for my cardio, but like outside of the rugby, I didn't do any cardio. So I didn't learn my lesson. My cardio got slightly better, but like cardio was something that I wanted. I was like, oh, it would be nice, right? It would be nice to be able to run for hours. It would be nice to not be tired. It would be nice to not get exasperated going upstairs, right? It would be nice to have sex and then not have to tap out because I'm tired and my heart's racing 2 hours and I'm about to like shut down. It would be nice, but it was never a need for me. It was like, I'll be good though, right? But the last straw for me, so I played rugby for about 2 years, and my cardio got better, and I never reached my peak in rugby, even though I had the body for it. I could stop people, but I never reached my peak because that weakness, I just kind of shrugged it off like, not that important. And that's why like I don't have too many pictures of rugby because I wasn't the greatest, didn't really take the initiative. It was kind of just like for show, like, yeah, I play rugby. And what happened? I kind of continued down that path. So I graduated, started working out, didn't really do any cardio, but something happened in like spring of 2019. I went to my first rave, took pop some Molly, had the time of my life, and on the second day, I just remember being in a mosh pit and everybody like scared of me, like, bro, this guy's like, oh, like he's this huge dude, like ripped, like, oh, we're rooting for him, like he's gonna open up the pit, like he's gonna fuck shit up. And then like literally I do that for like 2 times and then I'm just like exasperated, like sweating, dying, like panting. And then like I just felt so much embarrassment. Like literally all these, Chads and Bradleys and Hunters from like Orland Park are out there going round, round for round for round, like moshing every song. And I'm like, I was almost jealous. Like, how the fuck are these little kids probably never seen a dumbbell in their life? And I'm out here two songs in, I'm dying. At that point, and it was literally like people like disappointed, like muscles for no reason. It's a shame. Like, what a waste of muscles. That's what was going through my head. I was like, you know what? As much as I love raves, I will never be humiliated like this again. So that's when my want turned into a need. I no longer wanted to have better cardio so I could rave better and not be embarrassed. It was like I need to, right? So I made an oath to myself, like, listen, I want that. I don't want that anymore. I need that. I need that like oxygen. I need that like water. I need that like food. And one thing I was addicted to, one thing I needed was I needed to be big. That was like a need for me. So I was like, how can I incorporate my want of having better cardio into one of my needs? So what did I do? I was like, I'm currently taking the train to the gym, right? And the gym is about 1.5 miles. What if like I ditch the train and I force myself to jog to the gym? I feel like that'll fix it. And that's where it started. One thing I wasn't gonna do was not go to the gym. That was like a habit that like after college that stuck, because I went like 6 days a week. Once you do that, it's a habit. So it's like I couldn't not go to the gym. But what I did was I just said I'm just not gonna take the train. So it's like I need to get to the gym and I'm not taking the train. Only way is to run. So it forced me to do cardio. That's I incorporated my want with the need, and then over time that want becomes a need on its own, and then you can separate it later. But kind of what I'm trying to illustrate is how you have wants in life. Like, you want to be a doctor, you want to be a really good DJ, you want to be confident speaking to the camera, you want to be a better interviewer, you want to ask better questions, all these wants. And then you do them once or twice and you fall off, right? You're a great interviewer, right? And you studying all these books and you download all these audio books, and you're studying Joe Rogan, you're studying Oprah Winfrey and shit. And then you fucking lose motivation because you have that one episode where you're awkward as fuck and stiff. And then you're like, you know what, fuck it. And then what do? You stop interviewing. You shut down the podcast. You reach a roadblock. You give up, right? It was because it was a want. It would be nice. That's why. It was never a need for you, right? But then say you turn that interviewing, okay, I want to be better at asking questions, into a need. How do you do that? Maybe you attach asking questions. Maybe you say, I'm going to listen to a podcast that speaks on how to communicate better, how to listen better every time I connect it to a habit you always do before I hop on Instagram. Say you know for sure you're going to hop on Instagram every day when you wake up in the morning. Attach that habit to, I have to listen to that podcast while I'm on Instagram, right? Say you have a habit of eating oatmeal every morning, right? But the oatmeal, you have to pour the oatmeal in the water, right? You have to maybe brush your teeth while it's boiling up, right? Maybe you hop in a shower, right? These are things that you do automatically, but it's like now I can attach that want, right? Listening to these audiobooks, listening to these podcasts. I can attach that into the things that I'm already doing, into my needs, and that's how you turn the want into a need. So that's what I started doing. And then like in like a year and a half, I was like lasting longer in mosh pits. Like people were like, oh, this guy keeps going. But I would still get tired. I was doing like a 2K. My distance ran out. It's always hardest at first. Like the first year was so hard. Like I felt like I was about to die running. Like it was the worst thing to do. I hated it. I hated it. Like during the pandemic, 2020 on the treadmill, I hated it. It killed me. it killed me. I literally wanted nothing else but to like the moment I stepped foot on the treadmill, it was like, how can I get off? I wanted to quit. There were times where I was like, no one's watching me. No one would know if I stopped running right now. I could just get off this treadmill right now. No one would know. I kept going. There were times walking to the gym, I was like running to the gym. I was like, you know what? No one's gonna like look at me weird if I just start walking. I could start walking now. No one will notice. But it's like I kept running, right? There were times on the way back after a hard workout, after deadlifting 415, I'd be like, I put in so much work today. Let me just take the train back. Let me get an Uber back. I don't gotta run back, right? But halfway through that trip, right? I see a 70-year-old, a senior citizen, right? Running like half my speed, but still moving forward. And it's like, what the fuck is my excuse? Right? And it's like right then and there, bam, it's become a need. I shut down all the oh it would be nice, or I shut down all the I wish I could. It's like I am gonna do that because I need that as bad as I need to breathe. I need that as bad as I need to see. I need that as bad as I need to hear. Right? So turning your wants into needs. That's what it's all about. And fast forward 2 years, I'm doing 5Ks. It really gets easier, guys. It's like it's never. People think that like, oh, when I'm running a marathon, it's gonna be hard. Of course, it's gonna be fucking hard. But let me tell you, that first mile or two, and I haven't run a marathon yet, but I can assume it will be comparable to the marathon. Like people think, oh, the marathon's like, listen, these athletes running this far, I guarantee you, they have been through more pain leading up to that event, like getting to that stage, the final. Like I could run a 10K right now and it wouldn't be as hard as when I first ran that 1 mile. So it's not about distance, it's about how far your mindset is letting you run. You're limited not by your physical limitations, you're limited by your mental limitations, right? And yeah, to like now, it's like my cardio is insane. Like it's literally like I go to raves and people tell me to like chill. Like people come to me like open up the pit because they know like like from the beginning of the set, DJ set, to the end of the set, I'm the guy still there. Like let's go, right? And it's like, and that brings me so much pride because embarrassment is one of the worst feelings on the planet, right? Just feeling embarrassment. And sometimes it takes something really hard. Sometimes it takes a major disappointment, a major setback to kind of get us out. It's like a paradigm shift. It's like it's a script change. Sometimes until you experience that pain of embarrassment, that pain of disappointment, that pain of absolute rock bottom, until you experience that a lot of times, you'll kind of continue coasting in mediocrity. You'll kind of continue coasting, being content with the level you're at. When it's like after you experience something like embarrassment, for me, embarrassment was like that ranks high as like I really hate embarrassment. I can tolerate pain. I can tolerate pain. I can tolerate suffering over time. I can tolerate like even emotional stuff like a family death, or like I can tolerate a lot of that. I can tolerate not eating for a long time. I can tolerate not drinking. I can push through that. But like embarrassment or like people not liking me or like stuff like that, that hurts me. So that was kind of my weakness. That was my Achilles heel. And then when I got embarrassed like that, that was enough to push me like, nah, I'll never let that happen again. I'll never put myself in that situation to be that person to get embarrassed. And that was it for me. And I turned my wants into my needs by linking them to the needs that I already had, right? And you need to look into your life. You need to shift your gaze to what are my needs in my life. Some people really need validation from others. Some people really need sex. Some people really need to eat 6 meals a day. Some people really need to drink juice. Some people need to watch YouTube for 2 hours a day. Right? So find out whatever your need is. Some people need to play video games. So find out what your need is. If your need is, I need to play video games for 2 hours today, but your want is, I want to be a good Twitch YouTuber. Find a way to maybe before you play video games, you have like a ritual you study some YouTubers, right? Like you want to be a Twitcher, maybe you start a ritual like, okay, before I play, I'm still gonna play video games today, but before I play, I gotta study for 10 minutes, right? So now it's like you force yourself. It's almost like reward, right? So it's the task, and then there's the reward, or there's a trigger and there's a reward, right? So the trigger is the want. So it's like the trigger is I want to watch this YouTuber for 10 minutes to study and model him, and the reward is actually playing the video game. So now for the first 30 days it's going to be like hard, but then after that it'll come to a point whenever you play video games you're going to want to study for 10 minutes. You're not even going to know why. Like, wait, why do I want to research a YouTuber before I start playing? Because at that point it's become a habit. And then once that becomes a habit, oh, that's when you're dangerous. Oh, that's when you're lethal. Right? So learn to turn your wants into needs. Incorporate your wants with your present needs. And through time, those wants will become needs independently. And once that happens, you can do anything you want. You become unstoppable. But yeah, I hope this video helped. As always, stay hydrated. Stay breathing that good ass oxygen. And most importantly, stay basic. I love you.